My name is Brianna Zeech, and I am presenting the challenges that academic libraries may face in the next 5 years. Author Lillian Jackson Braun stated, "A library card is the key to a lifelong adventure. Libraries are the cornerstone of opportunities for the people. Academic libraries are the foundation of colleges and universities, serving their students, staff, and faculty members. Libraries continue to function by this standard but have changed over years to benefit themselves and their patrons. Changes in academic libraries offer great opportunity to use subject expertise by depending on the commitment of the information professionals to combine traditional and innovative services to benefit their patrons. But with changes over past years brings challenges in future years. Challenges that academic libraries will face in the next 5 years are equity of access, service, and stewardship. The listed challenges are interconnected and can impact the user's experience. For example, when looking at equity of access, service, and stewardship, intellectual freedom plays a major role because almost all actions from the library impact the user's freedom to think, say, write, and express any idea or belief. First, equity of access is the basic guideline that everyone has the right to use library resources and services. Michael Gorman, in his book Our Enduring Values Revisited, Chapter 10, page 159, says, "Equity does not mean equality, but it does mean fairness. It is a key element in the concept of social justice, the idea that every person in society is entitled to a fair shake." There are three main barriers that impact equity of access: personal, institutional, and societal. Academic libraries fall into the institutional barrier because they limit who can access what. They are heavily focused on satisfying the needs of their faculty, staff, and students. In a personal interview with academic librarian Brent Appling, he states that this impacts external patrons because they will have limited access to certain resources compared to the internal users. Christina Nigel, a professor at the University of the Fraser Valley, stated that equity of access in academic libraries is important because they embody initiatives and goals to elevate the quality of life for the people that they serve. And if academic libraries limit those who can access certain resources and programs, it interferes with their privacy and decreases intellectual freedom. This results in the loss of an opportunity for individuals to grow. The second challenge is service. Gorman states that service can be described in three ways: duty done or required, professional or other administration, and effort inspired by philanthropic motives or dedicated to human welfare or betterment. Librarians have a specific mission to serve their patron society and humanity. Service in an academic library is dependent on funding and provides financial resources for use in developing and equipping the library with quality resources and services to benefit its patrons. Electronic resources are now a foundation in modern-day academic libraries and impact the way users and librarians can access information in a convenient and effective service. Author Walton states that the user's experience, meaning how they interact with a product or service, is one of the biggest developments in academic libraries due to the introduction of technology. Users' perceptions on effectiveness, efficiency, and quality are monitored by librarians. But why is it important? An increase in technology may be great, but it also creates issues. It results in new responsibilities for librarians while trying to maintain quality service to their patrons. When universities cannot pay librarians what they want along with the additional roles, the librarian's position becomes less desirable and can affect how the librarian serves their patrons. Lack of service to a patron can impact the student in literacy and learning. The third challenge is stewardship. Gorman identifies elements of stewardship in libraries, stating we must maintain our libraries so that we earn the respect of our communities. He then states stewardship involves creating a bond of trust between the library and the society we serve, strengthening the interests of librarians in the wider community. It is important for academic libraries to effectively serve their patrons and preserve the culture and history. Academic libraries are all about maintaining access. In the traditional library, access and stewardship are served by the same strategy: assemble the books, journals, films, photographs, and other artifacts that carry our society's scholarship and knowledge to shape and reflect its culture. Also, user satisfaction is closely associated with the size and scope of the holdings and services the library puts in place to serve their location. But why is this important? Well, maintaining collections is possibly the greatest challenge confronting academic libraries today because it stems from the inflation in both the cost and the volume of publication. Librarians have limited funding to use, so they must closely monitor user data in order to successfully meet the needs of their patrons. Library acquisition budgets are unable to keep up with the rising cost and volume of scholarly journals and monograph publications, meaning an academic library cannot continue to fulfill its access or its stewardship functions by relying solely upon the traditional approaches to collection development. Unfortunately, lack of funding influences the literacy and learning in users. Now that we've looked at some of the reasons why equity of access, service, and stewardship are challenging, the question is, what skills do academic librarians need to be successful to help combat the challenges? First, Lyman et al. States that academic librarians need to be knowledgeable about electronics in this digital age because libraries have been transformed into digital and virtual environments. Second, Brent Appling stated that a main skill of librarians, which has been altered by technology, is the development and management of collections with a specific budget. This is because librarians are the gatekeepers to information that its patrons can access. They have authority and influence in shaping the process of research and education. Third, Appling also said that it is crucial for librarians to be motivated to serve their patrons. Librarians have always had the role of guiding users to information to provide its academic members and community with necessary tools for inquiry. And fourth, it is important for librarians to be experienced. The Association of College Research Studies conducted research that verified that traditional roles of librarians in this sector, which consists of managing, organizing, cataloging, and storing information, play a huge role in the satisfaction of faculty and students. Our final question we need to address is, how can one obtain these skills and attributes? We will analyze short and long-term goals focusing on staff development and advocacy. Staff development is a broad term used to describe the job-related continuing education of employees in an organization. The ALA states that the transformation of libraries in the services offered can only continue to progress if the staff of those libraries are encouraged to continue learning and working together. Staff development needs to have management involvement and backing, and an eye on the overall mission of libraries in general. Listed are important short and long-term goals for staff development. Advocacy means to support a cause. Specifically, one who is an advocate of a library means that they believe in the value of the library. Being an advocate is a long-term continuous goal. In information services today, Hirsch states that, to the surprise of many managers, much of a skilled leader's time is spent communicating with decision makers about the important role that modern information services and organizations play in their local and global communities. Gaining support for well-funded information organizations is the most frequent reason information professionals engage in advocacy-related activities. A couple ways to advocate are listed here. Academic librarians can overcome the continuous challenges they are faced with by growing in their career and advocating for the rights of academic libraries.